Perfect. All right, everybody. Happy Wednesday, October 30th, 2024. We are now recording. We are now live. You are here for how to build AI skills for your career, and it is the Halloween edition. And so today we're going to hopefully turn those spooky feelings of AI taking your job and your career and empower you with skills that will hopefully take you to the next level wherever you may be in whatever career that you are taking on. My name is Albert. I am a product marketer and a job search guy, founder of Albert's List, a community with 50,000 members. And you can get the link when we follow up with you later. Members on this job search group have found companies at Google, Cisco, GoPro, and Twitter. And you can connect with me on LinkedIn in the webinar chat that you've seen where I have dropped that link. A little bit about Albert's List. I should update that to say 50,200, including recruiters, job seekers, hiring managers, and more. You can go to bit.ly/find your next job and you can network with people. And mainly what we do is we run job search and entrepreneurship bootcamp programs and skill-driven programs so that you can stand out in your career wherever you may be doing and have a better outcome. And with me today is my co-host, Rene Turcios. Rene, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, hi. My name's Rene. It's nice to meet you all. I am based in San Francisco. I like to build a lot of just different stuff, kind of stuff. I'm contracted by many different companies to build just AI multi-models, but I was a guy that, dropped out of college, didn't really have like any real back educational background, but over the past year and like 4 months, I've been able to go and win quite a numerous amount of hackathons. I've been able to go and help secure AI Product of the Year for a company at NAB, I've just been able to go and just build out a lot of cool things and help launch a lot of cool initiatives with people. So I'm really just here to show you guys that, like, honestly, you guys can do it too. Anybody can code. I don't think anybody needs to know how to really read or write code. They just need to know how to use AI, and AI can help solve a lot of problems outside of just coding. It can help do things like troubleshooting problems that maybe you have at work, or maybe helping orchestrate social media posts or orchestrating emails that are very crucial to you, so that way you can help speed up your day. So yeah, that's what I'm here for.
And Renee, I've known Renee for a little bit now. He's very impressive, and I'm looking forward to seeing how many of you watch him show you how he's learned AI skills so quickly and applied them. So we're going to talk a little bit about that today, and this is overall our agenda. So we're going to talk to you about a little bit of an overview of AI, talk about how AI is impacting work, tell you about the latest advances in AI and where you can learn some of the new AI advances as the news comes because it comes hard and fast. And then we're going to show you a demo of how you can use AI with a little bit of a Halloween twist, a chatbot that uses trick or treat. And then we're going to give you an opportunity to put your AI knowledge to work on your own with a little bit of an offer that we have. And then we'll open it to Q&A as we go through. If you have any questions in this webinar so far, feel free to put them in the webinar chat or use the Q&A function. We're going to try and get to it as soon as we can. So the quick and dirty overview of AI is that it's a combination of four different things: machine learning, neural networks, natural language processing, and in some cases, robotics. And so what it really truly is at the end of the day is that you are leveraging data and really training data to understand different patterns and then output those patterns into things that are known. So everything from code to content that you use to write a blog to even synthetic data that takes patterns from certain areas of industries such as life sciences or financial services to create data models to help train and understand how humans might behave. And so this is the basis of AI, and this is the process of it. As I mentioned, right? You have data that's generated, stored, processed, and then gives you insights that helps you understand. And for a lot of the different technologies that exist on the market today that really make generative AI what it is, are tools that are leveraging pretty much the entire internet. And these are what's called large language models, such as ChatGPT, what you're using with Google, which is no longer Bard but Gemini, and so forth. And in addition to these large language models, you also have smaller language models called small language models, which can be leveraged for industries specific like finance or manufacturing or healthcare that take large swaths of data in those areas and apply them in different use cases, whether it may be diagnosing disease, figuring out what the best financial strategy to take might be, or just predicting the future. And so, with that thought, right, AI is huge. There's a lot of money being spent on it. I believe that even though I may have some doubts on it someday, it is here to stay and stay in some form. And so, as somebody who works in AI myself, and also as somebody who AI will most certainly impact at some level, it behooves me to talk about how AI is impacting work and where we're going to hit when it comes to this particular industry. The stance that I generally tend to take is that AI is going to aim for the moon, but definitely land somewhere in the stars, as do most things that come out of Silicon Valley. And so, where is AI going to impact us, right? In 2023, the financial firm Goldman Sachs predicted that 300 million jobs across the US and Europe could be lost or degraded as a result of AI adoption. I remember hearing this stat for the very first time and just thinking, wow, 300 million is encompassing of the entire population of the United States, which kind of says that in some ways that if AI were to impact all of us, then we're all probably going to lose our job at some point. Of course, the world is more like 7 to 8 billion people. So it's kind of somewhat still a small number. The other thing that when I think of AI is whether companies' use of AI will lead to any workers being laid off this year. And you had a significant amount of companies actually say definitely and probably. I think if you added that up, you're coming up to nearly a half of everybody who will be impacted. And so, as you've seen this year, there have been a lot of workers that have been laid off in AI, company due to AI. Companies like Klarna, for example, which I think I have a slide here on later, in the in financial services field decided to lay off almost 20% of all of their staff, which included most of their support function. And what you ended up with was an AI that was replacing them, and most of them actually were very impactful in that AI was very good in substituting in that support function. The other one with in terms of who will be impacted, 74.1 million jobs held by women will be impacted, which it seems like it'll be 8 out of every 10 women and 6 out of every 10 men who hold 84.2 million of jobs will also be affected on their side. And so, the data is kind of pretty stark in what it shows. But what I also want everyone to realize here at the end of the day is that with AI being at the cost that it currently is and how it affects people today, that you also still have a choice, and that is to learn AI skills. Um, and what does AI do? In a survey of office workers, both here and in the United Kingdom, reducing time spent gathering information from work systems and applications is one of the top anticipated benefits of AI. And we're beginning to see that, and you're going to see that later in our demo. In particularly as you think about how AI can help you code or write content or write emails or even go to meetings for you and take notes on your behalf, it can be very powerful in that it helps you stay present in those meetings instead of being stuck in Microsoft Word or your coding application, so that you can focus on the business issue at hand versus the technical skills that you may need to get there. Generative AI jobs are still somewhat rare, but they're growing quickly. And so this is a chart from earlier this year of generative AI jobs or jobs where it's expected. And it's grown to 0.1% as of 10 months ago and undoubtedly gone up since then. And so this is an area that continues to grow and continues to matter. This is the Klarna slide I was mentioning earlier, in that AI-led job cuts have boosted Klarna's average revenue per employee, which is an important stat for a lot of growing startups. They cut a lot of their support staff, and it's ended up making them a much more profitable company. But it's also one of the most starkest uses of AI in what it's able to do. And while this is not applicable across every single industry, for some companies where you may have repeatable answers and answers that can be easily found, AI can be easily applied. So if you're in an industry where maybe you are in a support function, this may definitely be something to consider. Companies are also using AI, as we've said, in many different ways. And so customer service is at the top of that list because you can go into knowledge bases and get all the information that you need. But it's also applicable across everything such as inventory management or content creation, supply chain operations, and in some cases, even recruiting. And so, if you work in any of these areas, whether you're a marketer or a manufacturer or somebody who does executive assistant work or even finance work, your job could be threatened. But, on the other hand, we also live at the cutting edge and at the cusp of a revolution where AI could be very, very helpful when it comes to how you run your own small business, especially as an entrepreneur, such as Rene. It shows from this data here that was shown earlier this year that you have, I would say, the majority of companies using AI, planning to use it, or evaluating it at some function. And using AI allows you to not have to hire as many people, where you can instead outsource it to a trusted piece of technology and leverage it further. And for those of us in the United States, this is not a political statement. Both candidates who are currently running for president in our election that is happening next week have different viewpoints on artificial intelligence. Kamala Harris would likely increase regulation to ensure safety and ethics, while we should expect also a regulatory framework that continues Biden era policies. While Trump, given his friendship with technologists in Silicon Valley, such as Elon Musk and David Sachs, would probably loosen AI regulation and have less focus on safety and ethics, which could lead to greater innovation and also potential danger. But nonetheless, I encourage you to read both of their policy positions. And if you are in the United States and AI matters to you in some sense, I also just encourage you straight up to vote. And so consider this my public service announcement that if you have not voted yet, to go to either turn in your ballot or go to the polls next Tuesday and make your voice heard. So AI is the future, as I mentioned, as I kick this presentation off with. It may not necessarily be about hitting the moon, but rather landing somewhere along the stars. And something that we've also heard a lot of during the last couple of years or so is this statement that your job may not necessarily be lost to AI, but somebody who knows how to use it may definitely take it because they know how to prompt, they know how to work through the technology. And the other thing that we've also been hearing is that it's going to lead in creative destruction. And so, how are you going to position yourself along the way? It's going to lead to many new businesses, and hopefully, you'll have the opportunity to create one of those businesses, or even be like Rene, who is self-taught in his skills, has built himself as a thought leader in the city and county of San Francisco, and is trusted by everyone from nonprofits to small businesses, and to also job search consultancies and education firms such as myself to come in and give these presentations on a regular basis because this is just that important of a topic. AI also makes it easier than ever to do and be somebody who can work across different functions that you may not have considered before. I know for me personally, for example, I stink at graphic design, but I know that I could prompt AI to at least give me an idea what I want and give that an opportunity to output some imagery, output some designs. And I know that it could also help me with short form writing, long form writing, fact finding, data management, and so much more. And as you'll see today, it can also be used to spin up quickly chatbots and also the ability to develop a website quickly. All skills that used to take months and months to learn, but now can be done pretty much if you know what you're looking for and if you have a little bit of understanding of what the output needs to be. So before we head into the demo, we're going to also talk a little bit about the latest advances in AI. And so, these are things that are going on a daily basis. There's a ton of news that's out there. Some of this is going to be a little bit up to a month, a month old or so. I try to look for headlines that make sense. But, one of the leading ones is that Apple has finally launched Apple Intelligence. So if you have an iPhone 15 Pro or an iPhone 16, that's going to work for you. Other news that, as I was looking through, that really mattered was that over 25% of Google's code is now generated by AI. And so that's also been really, really interesting. Um, Over the past month, we've had some other interesting news. California passed new AI regulations. Among some of those include include laws against deep fakes. Salesforce launched AI agents, and then Meta signed an AI deal with Reuters. So soon enough, you're going to be able to talk to the Meta AI bot and get your news and get an understanding of what is going on and asking questions. So, with all that information behind, you may be wondering, how do you even learn AI, right? Because AI seems like this nebulous thing. You could, type into ChatGPT and get a prompt, ask ChatGPT or Claude or Google Gemini to tell you a joke, but there are a lot of business applications along the way. And this is I think what you all actually came here for. And so 20 minutes in, I am happy to hand my screen over to Rene so he can share with you some of the amazing things that he's learned how to do. So Rene, this is over to you.
All right. Thank you so much. I'm very excited to go and be chatting about this, and we're gonna go. So let me go and first of all talk about
Be
the
sure to
tools
zoom in
that
your screen so folks can see.
of course, of course. But first let me talk a little bit about like the tools that I use and why do I use them and why I think they're useful. So I specialize in what's called B2B or business to business type of software stuff. Anytime I build products, it's normally because I know my clientele that I'm working with are other types of businesses, and I know that if let's say I build a product that makes money for this business, I can just charge them X amount of dollars based off this concept. This is just important to know just for like generic understanding like how to make money. But the reason why this is important is we have two tools. We have what's called Replit.com, which is an IDE where you can go and build and host your code. And then we have what's called ChatGPT. We also have another tool that I'm going to be showing you guys called Replit Agent at the end of this. But the reason why I want to show you guys this is that if you know how to go and use AI to do things like build a website, you can use it to do other things like debug problems in your life. See, the thing is, AI in general, specifically the GPT-4o model, it's really able to go and take in problems and output a solution that's designed for your problem, so that way you can go and just overcome these issues. The cool thing is whenever you use something like this, here, let me pop in one. I'm gonna pop into this. When you use this, you'll be able to go and just like change what you can really do. Normally, like so where I live, there's people that are, not maybe not as educated as I am, but they sell stuff. They sell cool items in person, maybe they sell clothes, maybe they sell food, whatever. But they oftentimes maybe aren't able to go and have a website where you can go and have more traffic come to you. Well, the second you start integrating the internet and allowing your business to go and start having tools like a website, something that can start taking in money, start taking in registrations, calendar booking, all kinds of stuff, you start really opening your world to go and change for the better. And I'm going to show you guys a couple things. So what I want to show you guys is specifically first this, where if we wanted to build a website and we wanted to use Replit and GPT, we would just build a very what's called basic website, but it can go very in depth. We can go and build it with what's called an HTML, CSS, and JavaScript website. So over here, there's these three files: HTML, JS stands for JavaScript, and CSS, which stands for cascading spreadsheet. I think that's what it stands for. I don't know what HTML actually stands for, but let me explain why these are important. So whenever you're building any type of website, you need to go and think about it in terms of like a house. If you were having a house, the HTML would be similar to like the structure of your house. It would be the foundation. It would be the bricks, the wood, the pillars that like hold your house together. That's what this HTML file really is. CSS is really what makes it pretty. It's the flowers, it's the decorations, it's the aesthetic for your place, why you do things, the animation or anything. That's going to be your CSS file. And then you have this thing called JS, JavaScript. Think about it similar to how electricity and water runs through your building. These things allow things for your apartment to run. You may stay in your house or building like all day long, but there's things happening constantly because you have electricity and water and other things that allow things to run. If you think about it this way, in terms of a house, you won't be too stressed about it. I'm going to show you guys really easily how you guys can utilize AI to go and write you something cool. So I'm going to go ahead and open up a ChatGPT. Because I have the app, because this is a MacBook, I'm just going to make it like this, and it's going to be a little bit easier for me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give it a screenshot. I'm going to say, well, you don't even have to give it a screenshot, actually. I'm just going to say, hey, I want to build a car landing page uh, for my business, Hot Wheels. I live in Springfield, Missouri. Um, Give me 3 separate files. Cool. So what's going to happen is you can ask your AI, and I'll also get to you guys' questions here shortly. I just want to go ahead and just get through this little piece. But it'll give you 3 files. It's going to give you an HTML file, a CSS file, and a JS file. Just make sure whenever you do this, you make sure you keep a track of like what the names are. So in this case, here's an index.html file. Fantastic. All we're going to do is we're going to take this copy button, going to go over here, delete, paste. Very quick. Going to go to the next one, styles.css. I'm going to go to this, click copy, paste. And because it says styles.css, we're just going to make sure that the names are correct. And this says script.js. Go over here, like that. When I'm ready, all I need to do to test it is click run, and then click this refresh button. Now, look, I have this little website. This is a demo. I just built this all out within a second, like a couple seconds. This is just like a very raw, bad demo, but this is something to get started. Now, if I said, hey, for model A, I want to add an image, I can go and give images inside of my code, and the AI can help me put this together. The cool part is anybody can go and now start taking their businesses or anything that they truly want to online, and you start allowing what we call people to have attention on your website. You can get a lot of traction, a lot of stuff to your thing. You can funnel and you can make a lot of money. See, in tech world, specifically in the startup world, we have a saying that attention is all you need and distribution is the key. Well, if you're building something and you're doing something really cool, maybe you're not selling something, maybe you're just like a skateboarder, but you're doing really cool stuff and you want people to see your stuff. Well, yes, you can have regular social media, but you need to go and control your flow of traffic is. So if you have a place where you can have your people come to and you can go and start regulating that, you can really go really, crazy places with this. So this is just something very important for people to know. I'm gonna go ahead and open the chat and start reading if there was any questions. Not able to see the screen. Oh, uh, can everybody see the screen? Okay, I'm seeing yeses actually. Okay, fantastic. Okay, great, awesome. Thank you. Sorry, I saw all the chat. I'm like, let me go and see what's going on. There's so many chats. But fantastic. Okay, cool. So this is just like a very generic thing, but the thing is anybody can do this. Now that you guys have seen this, you guys also can do that in a very easy step process where you can go and code to the AI, say, hey, I want to build whatever it is using an HTML, CSS, JS website. It'll give you three files, put those files there, and then start building. As you build and test it, and then give it what's called iterative feedback. Go back to the AI and tell it what was good and what was bad. So that way the AI can go and change things, but not break things that are important. The AI will then be able to go and help build, and it's very cool because then you're really working with the AI to help build out stuff. Now, this is interesting because let's say um you get some kind of prompt where maybe you work as a data analyst. Maybe you currently deal with like Excel spreadsheets or CSV files or other types of files that are just on the computer like PDFs. Maybe you're a paralegal, whatever. The cool part is you can always take in files and drop them into the AI agent, into the ChatGPT, and it can actually understand your files and then create stuff with it. So for data scientists, something that you guys do a lot is you guys have to take data and create charts based off of that data. Well, you can always just take those CSV files and stuff and just drop them to GPT, and it can go and create data pipelines for you, and then you can have graphics. So that way you can just put it all into your project, and then you can have something done together. It's very quick and very fast. Maybe if you're like a paralegal or something and you have what's called a vector database full of all your documents, you plug it into a chatbot. Now you can have a chatbot that's completely private, all local, with nothing powered even by ChatGPT, and you can have it go through all your legal documents. You can have it go through your court cases. It can help find stuff and identify stuff that you just didn't see and help speed up the process for whatever business it is. Maybe, the thing is it's so limitless that the real limit is just what are you trying to do? What problems do you have? And how can we go and use that info with AI to maybe create something that's actionable and we can solve it? Something that I like to also explain to a lot of people is this concept of building a rocket ship. If I was to go and tell you all, hey, we're going to go build a rocket ship, so you guys would be like, Rene, that's absolutely crazy. I don't know the first thing about building rockets. Like I'm just a gardener, or maybe I cook food, or whatever you are. Like that would be very hard. But the cool part is we can use AI to go and figure out the pieces that we don't know, such as I didn't know what type of metal I would use. I don't know if I would use rocket fuel or jet fuel, or is there some type of aerodynamic thing I need to go and have done. So what I can do is I can have the AI help me find a component list, understanding what do people already use in rockets. Find all those pieces, evaluate, pro con it, and then figure out what all pieces do I want to build for my rocket ship. Then afterwards, I can say, okay, we're going to create an actionable list. On this list from 1 to 10, the first step is build out the engine, and then the second step is to connect it to this wing, or I don't know, something. But the thing is, as you build down your list, you start accomplishing building your rocket ship. And when you're halfway through, you realize that you can do it. And when you realize you can do it, you yourself push because you realize that, like, hey, I can do it, and you just get inspired and you start building. When you start building, eventually you get to the point where you built the rocket ship because you followed the instructions that you created with the help of AI. The thing is, I participate in a lot of hackathons. I win a lot of hackathons. I do this exact same method. This is how I am able to do this. Whenever I build at hackathons, these are hackathons that are looking for people to build products that solve real problems. On my hat, it says, "What real problems do you solve?" I think this is very important for people to understand because it's hard to understand, yes, there's problems out there, but what are problems that hurt, that people want solved? Maybe if you get a bunch of files that need to be automatically converted into some type of PDF, why don't we have something like that? Can we create something like that? And if it really does save you all this hours and makes you all this money, maybe other people want it too. Maybe you can build a product and sell that product to other people and then grow a business off of that. This is something that I'm very much passionate about. I'm going to go ahead and open the chat, see if there's anything in here real quick. Uh, okay. Replit.com is not open source. However, whenever you are on the website, you can go ahead and use what's called Git, and you can submit it to your GitHub, and then you can have your code put wherever. This is a paid, actually, it's free. You can do certain things free. I do the paid subscription, which is $180 now a month, a year. Sorry, not a month. $180 a year. It's normally like $20 a month. I know that they're raising the prices to like $300 a year, but the thing is, this allows me to go and do so much that I need this. This makes me a lot of money, so for me, it makes a lot of sense for me to go ahead and do this. Let me go ahead. Oh, I think I saw a chat actually. I have a question on the bottom of ChatGPT. It says ChatGPT can make mistakes. Check important info. How do we verify accuracy of what ChatGPT tells us? That's a great question. There's two different ways. One, if you're doing it like, let's say you're building code, you're building AI or you're building some type of tech, you can know if it's good or not by just testing the code. Silly answer, but that's how I do it. Anytime I get any type of code, I put it in and I test it immediately. If it gives me a bad answer that I don't like, I go back to the AI and I fix things and I redo things and I just continue with that flowchart. However, I do think that if you are trying to, like, let's say dive into a new subject, it might be a little bit harder. I don't know anything about stem cells. So if I got into AI to go and look into stem cells, I might start immediately being like, well, I don't know what to do. So what I would first do is I would ask AI, like, hey, what do you know about stem cells? Afterwards, once I know what AI knows about stem cells, I can start cross-referencing this. AI currently with some models like GPT-4o, it can search the internet. It can search certain things. Well, you can also go and have it search stuff, try to pull back information, give you some updated information, make you a little bit educated, get you from 0 to 1, get you to the point where you know enough to where if you were to maybe watch a video now afterward, you might be able to go and actually do something with it. You might be able to be like, you know what? At first, I didn't know anything about stem cells, but now I know about this thing and this thing and this thing. So if I go watch this video and it's talking about all this, I can at least start keeping up and then I can go from there. The thing is, I'm a very big what's called first principles guy. I believe that whenever you have any type of problem, you should be able to go and just try it yourself and see what you think. And if you detect and if you suspect something, implement an iterative change to that and see if your thesis is correct. If it's correct, then you one, good job. Two, your problem is solved. Three, just keep going. And that I think is super important. Let me go ahead and open the chat real quick. How is ChatGPT better than worse than Google? ChatGPT in terms of searching, it's not. For me, it's quicker because it's able to pull up information much faster, and I'm kind of a more lazier person, so I don't like to go and like work as hard. I like to have the AI do it. So for me, I'm gonna have AI such as ChatGPT or Perplexity do that hard lifting versus using Google. Google's great. Google's great for finding information, and if you're a person that wants to really verify all your stuff, you should be using Google. But for me, I have GPT find me the info, and then also give me the verifiable links so I can go back and find those links and back up anything that I might also say if I agree with it. Let me see. What are your views regarding software architecture, formal design prior to development, and the use of software development frameworks and software frameworks too? Um, Honestly, I love software development frameworks. Specifically, I like using Next.js. I like using well, Replit Agent actually is a development framework too, and I'm going to show you guys that shortly. But I think that they're important. I think that there's no point in having to build something from scratch if someone already built it. Unless you're trying to go and verify for some type of security compromises, there's no reason to do it. Why not use what you can and just build? As you grow your company from 0 to 1 and you go from 1 to 100 and you start saying like, you know what, we need to start implementing new changes, then yes, you will probably start implementing your own private changes, but there's nothing wrong with starting with a framework or even maintaining a framework. Some of the frameworks are the best things that we have to help maintain against like cyber predators. I shouldn't say predators, more like just like people that are red team that will go and try to hack you and get into your stuff. That might be spear phishing or anything. Frameworks help uh, safe lock that. Build an agentic workflow with judgment agents at Yvonne. Okay, how can we build AI agents with no code? Any suggestions? Actually, let me go ahead and start showing this so that way I can start answering questions while this happens. So what I'm going to do here, this is called Replit Agent. I'm going to go and have this AI create me a chat bot and yeah, hey, build me a cool website with a chatbot that is powered by OpenAI that is a creative storyteller. Add markdown so the text looks well spaced. Okay, that's it. Sending. So this is the future of tech, everybody. Get ready for it because it's just great. You can go and talk to AI at this point, where the AI will go and take your info, give you even some thoughts about like, hey, maybe you want to add this, 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 this. You can, and then it'll just build it. And I love it. And I get a lot of work done this way, and it's awesome. Let's add this. Let's add this. I don't want a text to speech. And I don't want generated images, so I'm going to go ahead and approve my plan and start. All right, boys. Y'all see my hands? They're up here. So I'm going to start reading the chat while it codes at my super fast coding skill set, and we will figure out stuff as it goes. So, so perplexity.ai to cross-reference checks. Yes, I absolutely admit you should use Perplexity AI if you're wanting to use something outside of Google. I recommend it. It's basically Google, but with an AI that's really advanced. Very good. Google only knows what is indexed. It's a static format. ChatGPT can return anything you want in any format you want. That's correct. Do we need three? Keith Kuba. If you're building an HTML, CSS, JS website, the AI could just put it all into one file, but I would strongly recommend putting them into three different files. So that way, whenever you go and copy paste in the future, all your stuff is just like very well organized, and then you will get used to the concept of like what a CSS file is going to look like, what a JS file looks like, what an HTML file will look like, just over time, just by like copy pasting it so much, and you want to get used to that. So let me real quick get this. So I need an API key. Yes, yes. If you're technical, you'll be able to steal that API key from me. Please don't. I'm gonna burn it in like right after this meeting, anyways. But yeah, I'm just gonna take what's called an API key. So let me explain what an API key is. Whenever I want something to do something from online, maybe I want it to do AI images, maybe I want to do a chatbot or something. I need something running online at all times. Well, I don't have I don't have computers or servers like that to be doing that. So normally companies like ChatGPT, they offer what's called an API key. This API key basically lets me use their servers on the back end onto my product, and it's fantastic. So I have a paid account. I this is what I do now for a living is make AI bots. But I'm gonna go ahead and add a secret, and it's gonna be really cool because it's gonna build out this little website. It's gonna build out a chatbot, and everything is gonna work. Also, while this happens, let me. I can't type. No, it's not what I want. While it's doing the thing, I'm also getting something here real quick because I specifically want. I'm looking for this. Um, you can find API. So if you're looking for like OpenAI API keys, just go to openai.com and create not the ChatGPT side, but type in like click the API side, and it'll go to the back end, and you'll see everything. Well, let me real quick test this. So tell me a story about dragons fighting pirates. I don't know. Please work. Um, okay, so it didn't work, which is fine. This is totally okay. Hey, the chatbot didn't work. Please fix it so it actually works. So you can actually talk to AI too and just say like, hey, this is called debugging, but you can be like, hey, it doesn't work the way it's supposed to. Can you fix it? I don't, if you have info, so like, I know if this little dev tools here, it tells me like this info, I'm not going to give it because I just want to show that it can just self-detect things and start building and like figuring stuff out by itself. But yeah, at the end of this, it'll have an AI chatbot. Let's see. Weird question, but why do people say hello, hey, etc. before a question? Also cool. How does it understand cool website? Cool being a slang word. Great question, Andrea. Let me answer that. So why do I first of all say hey whenever I talk? I type this way, like to my friends and everything. So I subconsciously just always say hi, hey, what's up? Just because whenever I message a regular human, that's what I do. It's just me being a human, honestly. Regarding cool website, cool is actually very subjective. Cool is based off of whatever you start describing it. If you say like you want it to be modern, if you want it to look like the UX UI to be optimized for mobile and web design, well, those are like some extra things that I might know. If you give it aesthetics, like say like, hey, I wanted to look like Matrix, well then it'll start adding glitch effects, it'll start adding like different type of stuff. Honestly, it's only as good as the more info you give. During this demo, I'm just trying to go and show like how this works without being too crazy. Um, cool. Let me clear chat real quick or not. Tell me about Zelda stuff. Cool, awesome. Chatbot cannot send message and clear chat does not work. But somehow it did get the message that it was trying to the first time, but now I broke it. So that's great. Well, that's fine because I'm just gonna have the AI fix it. That's all you have to do. You just like every time something doesn't go right, just tell it like, hey, this part doesn't work. Hey, this part doesn't work. Hey, fix this part. Eventually, after enough iterative feedback, you have a product that's like pretty good. Um, yeah, so let me see. It looks for similarities in language. The capital of the United States is Washington, found in most language examples. Yes, JD, that is correct. Um, Tell me about ninjas in China. I don't know if ninjas are supposed to be in China, but I'm assuming that they're supposed to be in China. Okay, so it says generating. We can tell it's generating. We're gonna just watch it as it does its thing. How do you move something like this to a production environment to test? That's my favorite question. As soon as it gives me my new answer, so I know that this stupid thing works, I'm gonna do that. Wow, look at that! What timing! Wait, can you guys see this? Can you guys see this on my web screen? It should say like storyteller, the silent shadows, ninjas in the heart of China. Okay, fantastic, fantastic. So, oh, also, look, we just built a chatbot within 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, something like that. This chatbot is a storyteller. Now I can have it do extra stuff. I can have it build whatever kind of product. If I want to, I can take API keys and build it into this chatbot and then start building a multi-model product that does all kinds of stuff. And really, the sky is the limit. It's amazing. You sent question you can't see. Oh, I'm reading out of the webinar chat, by the way. which is great because I'm not trying to make you guys read the webinar chat, but I'm just reading out of the webinar chat. So where you guys, no one's sending me a question directly. It's just all in the chat. Um, but yes, okay, let me now go. Oh, there's a, oh, there is. There's a Q&A. What is oh, I already answered that one. Uh, Leslie, go ahead and just ask the question in here. But while I have you guys, I'm going to show you the production environment. So how easy or hard is it to go and say like, you know what? Yeah, Renee, I can click run. It does the thing. It gives me my little bot, and I know that things are working. Come on. Okay, well, that's great. Something broke on me. Come on. Okay, so as soon as it's done, there's this button up here that's called deploy. You just click deploy, and then you have multiple options. If you're doing an HTML, CSS, JS website, you're going to do what's called static. That's going to be the cheapest option for you. Uh, then if you're trying to push this to production and you might have it, be dynamic, which you should be having it dynamic, it's going to be under rather reserved VM or auto scale. So auto scale, what this does is this allows you to go and compute how many machines, powers, and how many machines you want at max compute. So that way, if you have a lot of people coming to your website, your thing is alive. Here, I have reserved VM where I can click set up your deployment. I can set it up for whichever, kind of thing. Like I can set it up like this. I can set it up like this. Really, I'm going to just set it up like that. Okay, fantastic. It's back. Let's set it up with this cheap one. I'm going to call this um hmm story story Albert. Yeah, story Albert. So it's going to be storyalbert.replit.app, and it's going to do this little process. This process does take about 1-2 minutes. Sometimes if it's the static page, it takes 15 seconds. But because this has a lot of stuff that it's pushing through, normally it takes like 1 or 2 minutes to do it. But as soon as it's done, it's going to give me a green light on everything, and it's going to show me that, hey, it's good to go. I'm going to put that link into the chat, and you guys are all going to be able to touch it in just like one moment. Also, while this is happening, let me go ahead and update something before you guys all start clicking stuff. Because I want to make sure that if you guys are going to start charging me, you guys don't charge me too much. All right, so it's almost done. Let me check. Do I have things in the chat? How do you move something like this okay, what is the best course for an intro to AI? I have been just playing with ChatGPT. Honestly, just play with ChatGPT. Don't pay for courses. Pay for our courses. Our courses are going to be awesome. In fact, I'm going to show you guys also here shortly the new website that we have that has our courses and a couple other things, so that way you guys can use it. And I'll get to that shortly. Do you need to have a paid account to deploy it, or can we? You can copy and paste the code to test it, but to deploy it and get the little link right here, you absolutely do need to go and pay for it. So let me put this here. There you guys go. You guys can don't don't make me go poor, please. But you guys can technically use this. Um, yeah, it's that quick. That's how fast you can go to production. Now let me show you guys what I wanted. Albert, is it cool if I show this now?
I guess if you're just jumping into it, sure. I was gonna tee you up, but you can tee yourself up.
Oh, well, yeah, yeah. I
So
mean,
actually,
that's
what I'll say is, in addition to some of the coding that Renee has shared with you today, if you're interested in learning more how to code, he and I have partnered up on o1hestia.com, which is a coding education website. And so there are various projects that, for a little bit of money per month, that Renee and I can help you with your AI learning. So, Renee, I guess go ahead and share the remaining bit of whatever coding demo you want to do, and then feel free to also share Owen Hestia. I'll share
Sure,
we can share it a little bit more later.
sure. Actually, on the coding side, uh, can you write that out to the? Okay, yeah. StoryAlbert.replit.app is the story app to show that proof that we can just build it, and we just built it. So that was that one, and then 01hestia.com is going to be this new one. Great, awesome, fantastic. I just did the update on the URL like 15 minutes before I got onto this call. So great. It's good. So I should go into this? Yes.
Yeah, go into it.
Okay, great. So this is 01hestia.com. Let me log out real quick. So it's very simple. You can learn how to go and use AI for coding here. Create your own email and everything. We have three different things currently available on the dashboard. We have a video lessons, we have an AI assistant, and then we have a quick image generation. So let's take a look at this. So under video lessons, we have these videos here. These videos are all courses on how to use AI for coding. They're all built by me. I show like my more traditional way and more things that are important. I will be adding more videos here shortly to it. I just had a very busy month to where I just couldn't do anything. But now that I'm available again, I will start having new courses out soon. So we have videos on here that work. We also have an AI chatbot. This chatbot, it saves your chats. You can rename it. You can delete it. You guys saw how I built my other chatbot. This is actually built with the same product. And then we have the AI image generator. So let's say I want to say bluebird on a house on a lake that's very pretty. Generate image. And if this works, we'll get that. Wow, look at that. Fantastic. I can just download the image and that looks pretty good. That looks pretty good. That looks like a good house. And if you notice, the image quality is pretty fantastic also. I'm a big fan of it. We're using the Flux model for it. But yeah, so you guys can all use it. Now, Renee, what's the cost on this? So I haven't told Albert this yet, but I was actually gonna make today free because I'm about to push the Stripe update anyways. So you guys will be able to for the next several days have access to this entire website for free. You can watch any of our videos. You can use our AI chatbot. You can use it for AI image generation. Very shortly in the next maybe week or so, the we'll have a Stripe integration, and what's going to happen is you guys are going to get two things. One, premium status membership slash credits. These credits will be able to be used to go and create image generation, but it'll also be able to create other cool things that I'm going to be adding to the website, such as voice cloning, such as image to video, such as we're going to add some 3D models. We're going to add like some very cool products onto here that you can go and just use credits to pay for. And then as a premium member, you'll have access to all of the video lessons and you'll have access to unlimited AI assistant also. Um, this will be turning into a premium only membership product, but this is something that I think is going to be very cool. So please have fun, enjoy it. This is 01hestia.com. Get to learning as quick as you can. And yeah, that's about it. Yeah, I know. I just oh yeah, it was a big bird. I love it because you can make some really good images like floating cakes uh on the city in a downtown city. I don't know. Fantastic. It's a floating cake in downtown city, and that looks pretty tasty.
That's awesome. Hey, question. One other person asked, Leslie asked, how do you move something like this to a production environment to test with other users? Which I
Yes,
presume is the website that you have.
yes, that
Do you need
story.
to like purchase hosting and stuff?
Yes. So regarding storyapp, the thing that I created and showed you guys in here, that's actually how you would go to production. You would just click the deploy button and you would just deploy it. And then you have a website link. And then you just get that website link around. And then you make profit, I guess.
No? Okay, great. Is this easier for a total noob of AI? I'm
So,
almost tempted to say, like, if any of you want to like use O1 Hestia for free the next couple of days, maybe Renee is willing to host free office hours off of the Alberts List account just to show you like how you can do it on your end and you can share your screen. Would people be interested in doing that? This is not something I've ever asked for before, but and I know
so
Renee, your time is valuable, but I thought I'd put it out there.
it's cool. I know right now because this week, honestly, the next 2 weeks, I thank God, finally, I have several contracts that have literally all just sent the payment. So now I got to get some work done for like several companies, and I'm going to
Hmm.
be a little bit busy for the next about 2 weeks. But
Yeah.
yeah, I don't mind hosting office hours. But the thing is, the videos that are on the website are meant for people that have zero knowledge of anything AI, that they're able to go and from 0 to 1 and be able to build anything they want. You
Hmm.
can be a noob and you get a lot of value out of this, and you could be someone that's experienced with coding and see how I do it, and then realize how fast you can push the deployment and production. My method, and I've seen a lot of people at hackathons convert their way of doing stuff to the way I do stuff because it's just faster, it's easier, lower barrier, and you can work with a lot more people. Um, Regarding your question, Maria, enhancing images is going to be one of the credit features that I will be adding to the website. So whenever I add the credit implementation, I will be adding an enhanced image feature too. How do the image generator results compare to MidJourney? Well, MidJourney is one, very expensive. Two, honestly, I prefer Flux better than MidJourney. I've tried out numerous different AI generators for different things. I just prefer Flux, and that's why I am a proud user of Flux for this thing.
Nice. Cool.
Okay. All right. Do we have any more questions maybe for this session?
Let's see. Yeah, does anyone else have any other questions? Are you curious and learning more? This is the website that Renee shared with us tonight. It is free for the next couple of days, so I encourage you all to sign up, give it a whirl, let us know how you feel about it, and I'm going to note that in our follow-up email as well. So, Renee, you might end up getting a lot of people, a lot of traffic to that website tonight.
Well, I'm glad I just got paid
Yeah.
because
All
I'm gonna
right.
have to pay some server fees if y'all start doing this.
Yeah. Yep, yep. So cool. All right. Well, if there's no any other questions, I want to thank everybody for spending your time with us this evening. We hope that you have a safe Halloween tomorrow. We hope that you also use AI safely. And for those in the United States, I'm just going to put it out there once again that I'm going to encourage you to go out and vote and make your voice heard. Until next time, thank you so much, and we will see you soon when we run this again in the December timeframe for a holiday edition of How to Learn AI.
Yes,
All
very
right,
excited. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. And yes, I'll add you guys, just add me on LinkedIn and I'll add you guys back. I promise.
perfect. All right, see y'all soon. Bye.
Bye.